Hello there, Tony Bulmer from the Bulmer Group. I want to suggest today that a lot of presenters, in aiming to be professional, end up being quite unprofessional. Now, why do I say that? Well, imagine you're presenting at 11 a.m. on a Friday morning. Your audience is weary, they've had a pretty demanding week, and you turn up on time, you look very neatly attired, you thank them for their time, you say to them that you're excited and pleased to be having this opportunity to talk to them, but you don't actually specify why. You go through a lot of slides, a lot of detailed slides. You don't ask for any questions, you don't really invite any questions other than at the end, having gone through a lot of detail to demonstrate your knowledge, you say, I hope that's been helpful, and you perhaps ask for questions at that point. I would suggest that your audience will be quite disengaged at that point and therefore won't have found it or won't think of it as being a professional presentation. So what does being professional look like? Well, what does engaging look like? That's the real question. So think about it, it's the little things. When you do say, thank you very much for your time, why are you thanking them? What's been busy or challenging in their world that's meant that their time is precious? They've got a lot going on, they've got a merger going on, they've got a new strategy they're pursuing. Thank them, acknowledge that. If you're excited about talking to these people, explain why. Are they doing something in the marketplace that you'd like to support them with that you think's pretty cool and interesting? So the more specific we are with our comments, the more we acknowledge them, that's engaging, and it's also more authentic. I would strongly encourage, in-room or virtual, check in much more often with them. I see too many presenters not invite questions, not pursue questions. You can see someone's got a thought in their mind. You can see they're writing something down or there's a frown on their face. Acknowledge that. Jenny, I think there's a question brewing there. Maybe she doesn't have a question, but it says you're connecting with your audience, you're interested in them. When they do have questions, even if they're challenging you, value them. Acknowledge the merit of their logic, even though you've got a counter view. That's okay. And all the time you're creating very rich connection and rich engagement. And finally, I'd say to you, bring a sense of humor to the table. Demonstrate that you're enjoying being in the room, having this discussion. And suddenly, you're being wonderfully professional. Now, people will often say, oh, but that might be a bit too much in the first meeting. Don't let playing safe define what professionalism looks for you. It doesn't work. Connect, engage, you will be an outstanding professional. Thanks for listening.